So last time we talked about the additive property of equality. We also have the multiplicative property of equality. Okay, and what this basically says, if we have A is equal to B, where A and B are both numbers, real numbers, we will have A times C is equal to B times C. Okay, and again, to see kind of an obvious example of that, if we have maybe 2 equals 2, right? And then we have 2 times 4 is equal to 2 times 4. We get 8 is equal to 8, okay? This also works with division as well, right? If we have A is equal to B, we can divide both sides, as long as we're not dividing by 0. We can divide both sides by C as well. Okay, and we're still going to keep that equal sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at a few examples here. So here we have 2 is equal to x over 4. Okay, so again, our goal here is to try and isolate this x all by itself, okay? So in order to do that, we can go ahead and multiply the right-hand side here by 4. But because we want to keep this equal sign still valid, we have to multiply the left-hand side by 4 as well. And what this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to cancel this 4 with this 4. And this is going to turn this equation into x is equal to 4 times 2. Or we have x is equal to 8. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Here we have 3 is equal to x divided by negative 6. Okay. So exact same principle here. We want to see if we can get x all by itself. So we can multiply the right-hand side by negative 6. Okay. But since we multiply the right-hand side by negative 6, we also have to multiply the left-hand side by negative 6. So these negative 6's will cancel, and we're going to end up with x is equal to 3 times negative 6, or we end up with negative 18. And just as before, we can also plug this right back in over here and see that this makes sense. Here, if we have negative 18 divided by negative 6, that should give us 3 if this works, right? Well, these negative signs will cancel, and we end up with 18 over 6, and 6 goes into 18 cleanly, and we get 18 divided by 6 is in fact 3. So this works. That means our answer is in fact negative 18. Okay, let's try some with division. Here we have 3v is equal to negative 24. Again, our goal here is to isolate the v by itself. Okay, so we want to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. That's going to allow us to cancel this 3 here and get v by itself. But we also have to divide the right-hand side by 3 because we did the left-hand side. So that gives us v is equal to negative 24 divided by 3. Okay, but negative 24 divided by 3, that's a clean division. So we end up with v is equal to negative 8, because negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. Okay. Here we have negative 8w is equal to 32. So we can go ahead and divide both sides here by negative 8 to get rid of this negative 8. But we have to do the right-hand side as well. So we end up with w is equal to 32 divided by negative 8. 32 divided by negative 8 is just negative 4, so we get w is equal to negative 4.